In other net neutrality news, there is going to be a Senate vote on restoring net neutrality. Wow, that's fantastic. Headlines yesterday, people just loving it, cheering in the streets. Well, not in the streets, but I mean, it's cold in Massachusetts anyway. They're probably doing most of the cheering indoors. But it's not going to pass. Democrat and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says they're going to have a vote on putting back the internet freedom provisions that the FCC recently destroyed from the Obama era. Schumer says, hey, we can bring this to a vote in the Senate. We can force a vote without Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's approval. There's this legal and procedural precedent called the Congressional Review Act, or CRA, and it was enacted under none other than House Speaker Newt Gingrich, later signed into law by Bill Clinton. And what this allows Congress to do is, as the name suggests, review, and if they want to, overrule legislation in an expedited manner. But this is incredibly unlikely to get net neutrality, the net neutrality undoing overruled, because even after Doug Jones is seated in the Senate, which will be in the next legislative session in January, Democrats will still be at a 51-49 disadvantage. They'll be at a major disadvantage in the House of Representatives. And it's just not looking like Republicans are going to vote on the side of good on this one. And also, even if they did, Donald Trump could veto it if it passed. So it's not going to happen. So a perfectly fair question is, what are Democrats doing? What is the point of this? And I think that one advantage, one possibility of what they might be doing is getting their votes on the record in favor of net neutrality in advance of the 2018 midterms, but also getting Republicans on the record opposing net neutrality, again, for campaign purposes. And you could hear me say that and say, David, that's a waste of time by our elected officials. But you could also hear me say it and say, that's a good idea, because the real way that we're going to undo this is by voting them out. And if you believe that the only way to reinstate net neutrality is by voting them out, then anything you can do to justify voting them out is a good thing. You feel strongly one way or the other, political stunt or useful?
I'm actually more optimistic than you are on this, because I think enough Senate Republicans will just vote present or not vote at all on this one, because they don't want to be on the record as opposed to net neutrality.
Sure.
So maybe you can take those 49 Democrats, maybe add in John Thune from South Dakota. He's been in favor of net neutrality in the past. There's hope, I think, in this one.
But then there's the House.
Yes.
So that, yeah, I mean, maybe, again, you could get maybe the PR of saying, hey, the Senate said put it back, but it is effectively a moot point in terms of actually reinstating net neutrality.
And then who knows what President Trump would do, too. What's his opinion on net neutrality? No one knows.
Yeah, he says it's the fairness doctrine. That was one of Trump's comments, that net neutrality is the fairness doctrine. So don't hold your breath for Trump to explain to us what this is, but you can probably assume Trump would veto it if the CRA resulted in trying to reinstate net neutrality. In the meantime, Republicans flailing now, talking about half measures of their own. Republicans now apparently might propose their own bill, which wouldn't restore net neutrality, but it would ban ISPs from throttling traffic, but it would still allow paid prioritization. And the way Republicans have been operating under Trump, I wouldn't be shocked if their bill included a repeal of Obamacare, because obviously if you reinstate a piece of net neutrality, it makes perfect sense to repeal Obamacare or maybe even ban abortion while they're at it.
Yeah, I mean, the mandate's going down with this new tax plan. So with this new net neutrality bill, maybe they can get rid of the subsidies, perhaps?
And a lot of people don't know that, by the way, that there is Obamacare-related stuff in the tax bill. We'll talk about the tax bill later. I will say this. We should have net neutrality written into the law as opposed to being subject to the whims of each administration through the FCC. So if this stunt helps Democrats take over the House and Senate in 2018 or maybe 2020 and actually makes net neutrality part of the law rather than subject to the FCC's political bent, that would be a very good thing. Send me your thoughts. I'm on Twitter at @dpakman. The show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. We'll take a break. Major program for you today. Glad that you're with us. Today's sponsor is Live Lingua with the free trial at livelingua.com/Pakman. The bottom line is this. Your relatives don't need any more wine openers or appetizer dishes that they're just going to put in a cabinet. If you're looking for a gift that your friends and family will love and actually use, consider the gift of learning a new language. Immersive language sessions with Live Lingua are a great way for you to give the most memorable and most meaningful holiday gifts this year. Gift cards are available at livelingua.com/Pakman. LiveLingua doesn't offer some trendy new gimmick where in 5 minutes a day you'll be fluent in a new language in a month. They take the proven approach to getting students of language fluent and confident in one of the 11 most widely spoken languages in the world. And their immersive language program and learning methods are the same ones that diplomats and educators have used for a very, very long time. And you work on Skype one-on-one with your teacher. No concerns about falling behind in class, nor about getting stuck in traffic driving to your next lesson. And this is a method that is going to increase memorization and make a new language be a part of your life. And this holiday season, our listeners and viewers have a one-up on gift giving. You can go to livelingua.com/Pakman to get the gift cards. You also qualify for the free first lesson. And don't worry, they will not say anything if the gift is actually for you. Go to livelingua.com/PAKMAN for the free trial and to learn more.